Hey, George. We've asked you a lot about building that chemistry with Trey, but what has the process been like of building chemistry with the rest of your teammates so that you can have a night like you did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think these things take time, right? This whole process isn't going to be like lightning in a bottle, but I got to give my teammates a ton of credit because, without them, finding me, kicking the ball out, I wouldn't be able to, get the shots and looks that I get. And, it's kind of all with sacrifice and giving. If another person sacrifices something so that someone else can do their job, then it allows other people to shine. And that's kind of the whole process of this, right? And it's awesome that, it's helped me individually, but obviously, there's some things that I want to clean up myself so that we can kind of get over the hump. We've consistently been in these games. Now it's like you want to turn the corner and win.
What's up, George? Sometimes, I mean, new team, new scenario, new defensive scheme. How do you determine how you're going to play, like, if you get switched onto a certain guy? Sometimes we saw you, like, lean away from the screen so you could force the switch back onto the big. What does that process look like for you defensively when you're switching onto
I,
someone
I,
like a
I guess that I have to ask you to kind of like be a little more specific. What are you
yeah, for
saying when
sure.
I switch out on someone, like
So, like,
someone
if you switch out
specific
on
or a
someone,
guard or what? Like,
let's say you switch out onto a guard, like, what's your process look like in terms of, like, how are you going to play the screen? How do you determine if you're going to switch back onto the big? What does that look like
yeah,
for
I
you?
mean, so we have a game plan, and you're usually in a coverage. So sometimes that's switching, and sometimes that's not switching, depending on who the player is. Um, I don't know if do you want me to give you an example of like out on the court? Would that be helpful?
Yeah.
So like you look at the coverage at the end of the game. I'll give you so as much as this is painful to talk about,
Right.
I'll talk to you about it. Dennis Schroeder sets a screen on Cade Cunningham. Obviously, Dyson Daniels is one of the best defenders in the league. So my job is to show and be a presence on the ball so that Cade Cunningham doesn't just drive the ball down and Dyson can get back in front. I'm not immediately running out because Cade Cunningham's a good enough player to drive the ball back. So I stay in my help position. He kicks the ball to Dennis Schroeder. As a veteran, I should know that Dennis Schroeder is driving what direction?
Right.
Right. Yeah. See, you get it. So therefore, I bit on his fake where he had the ball in his left hand, and what do you do? Cross back right. So I need to be better at continuing a game plan and do all those things. But if that answers your question, sometimes there's coverages where I want to keep our better defender on the ball, and there's other times where it doesn't really hurt us if we switch and we can still play team defense.
Thank you for walking us through that. Thank
Yep,
you.
absolutely.
Anything else?
Dang, if I knew it was about defense, I wouldn't have came.